I'm a real fly girl, I jet set round the world. Stamps on the passport, niggas tryna fly me out. About my business like a task force, boss shit. I got my own money, I'm a real bitch. And they can't take it from me, most these niggas playing games. This shit feel like Jumanji, these bitches, they can't fuck with me. Stand on business.
So 2023 was the longest 5 years in 1 year.
Literally.
Putting this list together, like a lot of this stuff I can't believe happened all in just this year. But the first thing we really wanted to kick it off with was The Little Mermaid finally dropped.
Finally.
And like as we were writing this out, I had to go back because in like one of our very first episodes ever, you guys, episode 10, it was titled A Black LA Mermaid. It was featuring our friend Sonora. We talked about them casting Halle Bailey for The Little Mermaid. So it took them that long to put this movie out. Yes, I went back in the archives. I went back in the archives because I remembered us talking about this. And I was like, it was like 3 or 4 years in the making because I was in 2019.
That's
pre-pandemic. So just thinking about like this coming to fruition, the movie, I went and saw it when it came out in 2023. I thought it was amazing. The CGI, the graphics, just really good. And I personally liked how they pulled a Roger and Hammerstein Cinderella on this, where like race wasn't really a concept at all. I feel like they did that on purpose.
Of course.
But also for all the people who were wondering how. There.
Literally. No, it's so funny because it's like, I hate how people want to be such like, I don't know how to explain it. The story was never written for it to be a white person. There was nowhere in the original story that it ever said that it had to be. So everyone who got their panties in a bunch talking about Ariel's white, she's supposed to be a ginger. Well, you got your ginger. Okay. But she just happened to be black. Like, you're welcome. Yeah.
And it's more accurate also.
Yeah. And at the end of the day also, it's just like, it's not like, how do I explain it? That movie exactly, like that movie Brave that they put out with Merida. So obviously if you cast someone like Halle Bailey in that, I would understand a bit more of an uproar because that princess isn't a black person. You know, we know this. But for y'all to be so mad about this little black girl being a beautiful princess that swims under the sea, which
like a fictional character,
right? That don't even exist.
That would not be assigned a race if it existed because it's a half fish.
It's a fish. She's a fish.
Like, let's be for real. What are we talking about? So, yes,
yeah.
It was a really good movie though.
And she ate y'all up in the theater. Okay.
Absolutely did. They cleaned up. They grossed $298 million domestically and close to $6 million worldwide.
6 million or 6 billion?
It's million. I think I messed up on billion there.
Only 6 million worldwide? No.
Maybe it is billion. Let me fact check myself, you guys. I definitely.
I was like, did they only show it to 2 countries?
I'm weak.
But I'll just never forget, like, go ahead.
It's definitely million, but it's closer to 600 million.
Oh, yes. There we go.
Yes.
That sounds about right. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Damn. No, still. I mean, that movie did the damn thing.
It really did.
I want to know who boycotted thinking that they were going to do something because they didn't.
You guys didn't do nothing.
They didn't.
But in the craziest turn of events of this Little Mermaid in 2023, she actually just announced that she had a baby boy and was pregnant for a majority of 2023.
What? She was pregnant?
We knew. Man, our group chat, we were like the CIA of this pregnancy. I went back. I was like, why do we got everything?
It's just hilarious too because it was like, I don't even remember who first like sparked it, but it was one of those things where it was like, okay, yeah, right, whatever. She'll say something soon enough. And then that at that point was when I started paying more attention to it, because she wasn't saying anything.
She wasn't saying nothing.
She wasn't paying it any mind. And we were just getting more and more like receipts proving otherwise. Like, girl, we already know.
And then trying to deny it. I feel like, okay, like, to be fair, it is her business. We don't need to be all up in her business. But like, that's kind of like the whole gig of fame. And so, like, I hate that for her, but also, I agree. We all knew, and you kept trying to deny it. And I'm just like, yeah. I guess if that's how you wanted to go about it, sis.
Well, and it was like, it was tough for her because like a lot of people were comparing her like mystery hidden pregnancy to like Kylie Jenner, where Halle was not in that position of Kylie to where she could like lay low. She had 2 major like films to promote this year. Like, she was getting honored she was busy. She had a very busy, big year. She couldn't literally sit around in the house and just get big and quiet.
And that's why I would have just come out and said, yes, y'all, I am pregnant on this press tour.
Like, and the other part that was really gagging me was, you know, I think it was just probably a couple months ago, it was that picture that Essence posted, like on the red carpet. Essence posted this one picture. She posted the same exact picture on her page, but you could tell that it was like photoshopped and face-tuned to like give her this hourglass shape. And it's like, girl, who are you? It's okay, baby girl. You're not fooling nobody. We can see it.
And it's okay, I guess. If you like it, we love it.
Yeah. Okay? And I understand too. Everybody had all kinds of things to say about her and DDG, and you know,
and still do.
And I get it. I get it. Protect your peace, all of that stuff. It really does suck that you are somebody who is under the kind of like scrutiny that you are. And I understand wanting to keep certain things private, but like, was this a game to you? Was it fun for you?
Oh, it had to be a little bit fun for her.
Like,
absolutely. Absolutely.
But that was definitely a fun thing to deal with throughout 2023. Because it was like every few weeks it was like, look at what she's wearing.
Our group chat was jumping.
Notice how she turned to the back here?
Yeah, assessing everything. That poor girl. Well, congratulations on the baby.
Yes. You know, I do think it's cute. She had her single named Angel. And then, of course, she's going to name the baby boy Halo, which I think is also kind of like funny and cute considering, like, I don't know what her man did or does, but like, was he not a gamer, streamer? Am I tripping? Am I completely wrong?
Bro, I have no idea what he does. I thought he was a rapper. Oh,
that's right. I might be thinking of somebody else. Well, anyways, I just thought it was like a shouts out to the game Halo. No? Am I just pulling shit?
Girl, probably. I mean, it sounds good.
Probably. I'm just making shit up.
You know, that happens sometimes. But
and if it makes sense.
You know, it's because it sounds good to me. I'm following because I don't know what that man does.
Here for it.
But outside of that, other things that happened this year was the Renaissance Tour, World Tour.
Beyonce.
It started
happened
May of 2023, you guys, and it went until October. And I just remember seeing her probably like once she got to the US leg, and I was like, she has to be exhausted.
Right? Like, wouldn't you be tired?
I was exhausted for her.
And it's crazy too, because did you watch the movie?
Yes.
You watched the movie and
I'm like, she was absolutely exhausted.
Exactly. She tells you exactly how tired what I will say too, though, real quick before we just get completely off track, is she did not focus on the movie as much about like the rehearsals and like the dancing and stuff. She focused purely on like, you know, the tour itself, which I enjoyed, but taking all of that into account while not knowing anything about like rehearsals and stuff, and then seeing what they did on stage and everything, I'm like, where did you have any of the time? Do you sleep at all? Do you sleep at all?
She
cannot. Do you ever sleep?
She does this like, and is doing it back to back, like every 2 or 3 days. Girl, the way she was having fluid removed from her knee. Oh my God.
And then she was like,
so much.
And she was like, oh, I got a bit of bronchitis on this tour too. I'm like, bronchitis? And you still sound like that?
Right.
When did you get bronchitis?
Like I don't mean to sound like super Bay, but we are not worthy. First of all, Beyonce, I hope she takes a really long nap, like a really long rest.
Listen, she owes us nothing.
You know what I'm saying?
She owes us nothing at this point.
Let me let my edges grow back. Because she snatched them at that concert, like literally snatched them. You guys, by the end of it, the way I had that wig off, though, for real, snatch my
crying. I'm dead. No, I know. Listen, we had a long day also. It was hot as time. We had a long day. It was hot as fuck. And she came out late. We were ready to leave by the time she came out. I'm not even gonna joke.
Not even joking.
My wig was ready to come off by the time she got out there. And like we were getting irritated. The concert came. It was amazing. It was fantastic. Megan Thee Stallion. We got Blue Ivy. We got the big three.
Yeah.
Like it was. Oh yeah. Also, just in case y'all weren't clear, didn't understand. We were in Club Renaissance.
Oh yeah, we were on the floor.
We were like feet away from Beyonce.
I was running around the floor just trying to capture every angle of her. I was in heaven.
Yeah, it was like the concert came and we completely forgot about the fact that our heads hurt, that we were tired, our feet hurt.
But I kept screaming and I was like,
literally, like the tension, the pressure and everything.
Girl, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna make it.
Now listen, as soon as the concert ended, we were all quiet. Shoes were off. We bought like $3 fucking flip-flops that they were selling outside the venue because our feet hurt. And we were walking to this train, and then we realized, okay, no, this train is going to take way too fucking long. They got buses on the other side of the street. So we hopped on these buses and shuttled our way back downtown.
Downtown Houston, yeah. We were all like a little bit, I don't want to say grumpy, but we were a little bit grumpy with each other. It was
just a day. It was a day. It was definitely a long day.
We are tired. And all I know is I've never been that tired in my life.
Never.
I feel like I slept for a week after that.
But for Beyonce, like I will say, for those of you guys who missed the concert because y'all are haters, and I hope that you guys saw the movie and realized just how much you missed out on, because the movie is an experience itself.
The movie is so good.
Being at the concert in real life is absolutely different. And I'm so glad that we are living in this era and that we got to go to this concert. Like, of all the concerts and stuff that she's had, she's an amazing performer, but I'm very glad that we got to do this one. This will be talked about like the Michael Jackson Dangerous tour,
Girl,
yeah.
I feel like I felt the same way. I'm like, I cannot explain it, but this has been like her best run to date. Like the album, the tour. Is she actually going to drop visuals, or was that the documentary?
No, I guarantee you we're not getting visuals for that. But
that's fine.
She did say this is a part, Renaissance part 1. There's act 1 or whatever. We've got more things coming. So
look, I don't even need anything else. You go take a break.
That's what I'm saying.
Thank you so much.
Go be a mom. Go be a mom.
Because if she gonna do anything, it's that above all else.
Let's get into Jonathan Majors' bitch ass.
Is he a bitch ass though? He is kind of a bitch ass.
I have no respect for this man. It's one of those, it's a really sad story. It's like with Jussie Smollett, like we were all rooting for you. We were all on your side. Jonathan Majors is a bitch ass nigga.
And I'm just trying to understand how. I understand how.
No, like I was saying, we just hate to see it. He's a black man. Mm-hmm. And he's a black man who had great things going for him. And I think that's really where it hurts.
I think that's
his connection with Marvel, the whole Creed 3 thing. I was feeling for him because, he was in Lovecraft Country.
Yeah.
And that got canceled. So it was like, damn, I really hope to see more from him. We saw so much of him, in fact.
It was like a very fast rise and fall.
Yeah. And then I remember as soon as the whole allegations came out about the abuse and stuff, we immediately were like, no, I don't want to we didn't want to jump to believe it. We didn't want to be quick to believe it. Now that lasted for a day. It took me a day or two before I was like, he might have could have done it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was not looking good. And I will say, like, after everything concluded and everything, I'm still like, I'm not like he didn't do it. But I think that the relationship was an interesting one.
Agreed.
We truly were not there, and like something to me is not adding up.
No, and like with the footage that was finally released, that cleared absolutely nothing up.
Yeah, because, if anything, it makes me like on the fence.
Yeah, because like from what I saw, he very much clearly was fighting this woman.
Yes.
Why did she run after him like that?
Right.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
I'm running the opposite way, or like I'm calling the police. I'm
saying where I'm at.
Like, help me, somebody. Yeah. And I'm not sure if that was the same instance in which she got her ear cut, but like if your ear was cut like that and you were chasing this man around,
and like for a while, like not even like a block. It was like a couple blocks, like 3 blocks that she chased after him like that.
And just listening to like, you know, I don't want to like, I can't quote, but some of the stuff that he's said to her, like, you know, text messages and things were released. Like, yeah, they both have to be a certain level of delulu. Because
can we just stop at the Coretta Scott King comment? Like, that part. You're looking for someone to be Coretta Scott King, but you're dating a white woman. Like,
and then the fact that he brings it some, like we saw it in the text messages, and then now in a recent interview, you're going to say it again, but about Megan Good, an actual Black woman.
Yeah. And not only that,
and
he was
Megan,
like, I was saying it as an analogy. The analogy doesn't land because she's a white woman. You cannot, like, what are you even, and like, what?
No.
And that's where I don't like him. Like, I'm like,
and I do want to know more too about this whole Megan Good situation, because like that happened too quickly. So here's my thing. Okay, here's what
maybe she's the reason that they were fighting.
Thank you, amen, period, hallelujah. That's exactly what I was just gonna say, is because of how quickly that happened.
Yeah,
you know
way
what
too
I mean?
Quickly, like,
and like you know, talking about he was on his phone. Talking to somebody, like, I mean, come on, A plus B equals C.
And also he's alleged to like have being like beating women. Like, I just don't see Megan Good being the one to like jump into something like that. So,
well, little do we know. I mean, I'ma stand beside him.
I mean, maybe she feels like, okay, obviously he put hands on her, but maybe she felt like it was self-defense, like, because he was trying to get a text back to her, and it was none of her business anyways. It's all very messy. Let's not spend too much time there.
But I do agree. I do feel like there is more to this story, and not to say that this is more to the story that's going to make him look or sound any better, but I do feel like there's stuff that like hasn't been talked about. You know, he's fighting for his life in Hollywood right now. Like, his endorsements gone. He's not working with Marvel anymore. Michael B. Jordan immediately distanced himself after all of this. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, it's not looking good for him. And his social media has not been active since then. Like,
I really hate to see it. Maybe he'll get he's been getting some indie films, but
in other news, a lot of folks died last year. We'll just keep this brief and high level, but Tina Turner, R.I.P. to the queen of rock and roll.
Yeah.
I remember the day that she died, I believe Beyonce had a concert, and she did do a performance in honor, like she sang a song in honor of her, which I thought was lovely, because we all know that Tina was one of her inspos. Matthew Perry, which, you know, this is just high level because Friends was such a big, you know, cultural phenomenon, and still is. Like, people still watch Friends as if it's like on TV, like brand new. And it was really shocking. You know, he was young, and it sounded like it was an accident, you know, so it's
like super
really
tragic
sad.
Accident.
Yeah. So our Friends star, we lost him. Angus Cloud, that was another one that just
every time I hear it, I'm like, no.
It's kind of like Mac Miller, where it hurts your heart. It's just like a really sad situation.
Yeah.
A freak incident, you know, just gone too soon. Very, very gone too soon. You know, for those who don't know, he was Fez in Euphoria, and
My favorite
he was
character.
yeah, he was a lot of people's favorite character, and it'll be interesting to see how they move forward.
Right. If they even do, so many people
listen,
left.
who else is gone?
Girl, I don't know, but like a lot of people were not gonna come back.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
So like Barbie's not.
Well, I
thought that
that was like a director's kind of, it was almost like a mutual thing. Like they kind of got into it, and then the director was like, I'm just gonna give you shitty writing in the second season
until you like leave.
Until you leave, literally. Yeah.
I feel like who is not coming back? Somebody else is not coming back.
Is it Jacob Elordi?
Mm-mm.
Listen, if it's Maude Apatow, Cassie, what's the Latina? What's her name?
Maddie.
I don't remember her actual name. If any of like those players, Zendaya and Jacob Elordi, if they don't come back, then I'm not gonna watch it.
I feel like I could be lying. I feel like Maude, and it was I cannot think of her character's name right now. Rue is obsessed with her. Jules. I feel like for some reason she said she wasn't coming back.
Well, we'll have to look into that, because if so, then
like don't catch me lying, but like I heard I thought a lot of people were not coming back.
And then the last celebrity death I want to touch on, you know, of course more people die every single day, but Jerry Springer. And that was another one that just kind of like, damn.
Jerry.
Yeah. Fun fact, and I learned this a few years ago, but I just think it's a really cool fun fact, is he used to be the mayor of Cincinnati. Like, he was the mayor of Cincinnati before he was ever like the Jerry Springer that we knew on television.
Wasn't there some kind of scandal or something when he was the mayor, and that's kind of how he kind of parlayed into? Exactly.
I think it was, I swear, and don't get me wrong, was it prostitution?
I think
I think he hired a sex worker or something, and so R.I.P. to him.
R.I.P. to Jerry.
One of the best daytime like trash shows ever. You know, you flash your boobs, you get beads, you can fight with each other. It was just good times.
Like great reality show before reality, you know, pre Wendy Williams and all of that.
Literally.
That we have now, like Trailblazer, the reunion shows we be seeing, they're basically just Jerry Springer with a cast.
Right. High level.
I was gonna say other things, pop culture that happened in 2023. That Alabama boat brawl.
Ugh, that was so fun.
Girl, that was kind of hard for me to say.
Say that 5 times fast.
Alabama boat brawl.
1 in 10, got it. No, but that was honestly hilarious. Like, there wasn't really anything significant around that other than just how the Black community really rallied for each other that day. It was great, you know. Short story, you know, a boat needed to pull in and these boats were in the way. I guess they were already talked to about being in the way. They did not want to move. Words were exchanged, fists were thrown, chairs were thrown. People were swimming from the boat to the dock to get in. Yes. People were getting thrown into the water. It was really funny, and it was a great day on Twitter as well.
It was a really great day on Twitter.
Another great day on Twitter, or just in general, was the day that Donald Trump got arrested.
Hurrah! Hurrah!
That iconic mugshot of his.
Bad as hell.
Literally, like pouting. Gosh. And then I'm pretty sure he was like selling merch with that on it.
He was.
I swear to God.
He was, because he said he was going to run from jail if he got locked up, which, just to say that he got arrested, are they even going to do anything, or have they just been wasting our time?
He's on trial right now, actually, from what
are they going to do anything?
Let's hope. I mean, like, listen, states are removing him from their ballot, so I'm hoping.
But is the Supreme Court going to allow that?
Shantae, I really freaking hope so. It's that black guy.
It's Clarence Thomas, but it's also the fact that the Supreme Court is stacked in Trump's favor.
It always has been. He did that on purpose.
He did that on purpose. Yeah,
he did that on purpose.
Girl, I'm hot about it. let's move on because I can't even go there.
Well, listen, another quick topic. Blueface and Krishan.
Let's leave them.
Like, please.
Like,
we were ready to leave them even when we were still on the show. Why are they still coming up everywhere? And like, I know Shantae literally has like keywords surrounding them blocked.
Yes.
And still they come up on her timeline.
Shade Room, I'm talking about you. Like, I wish I could mute on specific pages. Like, I do not want to see this shit.
Blueface, trash rapper. And
trash.
He's extremely misogynistic. Does not talk to or treat women nicely. Like, there's no redeeming. He's not even a
no
good
qualities.
dad.
Like, no, there's nothing. There is nothing.
The way that Krishan literally had your baby and then you proposed to your other baby mama that same like week, and then I'm tired of it.
Deny that baby.
This took up entirely way too much of my timeline on Instagram and Twitter. I'm sick of it.
And why do I know all this if I have them muted? You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
So involuntary. Like, let's leave them.
I will say though, his baby mom, Jaden Alexis, has that one song, that bad little bitch, she built like a Barbie.
And she's not.
She's not. She's built like Stewie Griffin. But I do enjoy that song. It's catchy.
Somebody called her that the other day, and I was like, who are they calling Stewie Griffin? And then once I realized, I was like, oh, this code.
And it's so funny too, because it's like every time they put them side by side, no matter what she's wearing and how she's done it, you can't unsee it. You can't unsee it. Here's a fun hot topic, or a fun one.
Yes.
Rihanna.
Oh my god.
Rihanna.
At the Super Bowl, you guys. I forgot about it.
You feel me?
I love you to death, Rihanna.
She's had that baby. That baby's been born.
Because she was like pretty pregnant when she announced it in February.
She was easily 5-6 months.
Yeah.
I swear.
Yeah, and she had just had that other baby.
You feel me? Like, everyone was so hyped.
It was so funny though, because she definitely announced it at the Super Bowl. And I kept saying that. I was like, she's rubbing her stomach. Like, she looks pregnant. She's pregnant. And she's like fully covered. My friend was like, oh, she could just have fluctuating bodies. She just had that baby. I was like, no, like, she's putting a lot of emphasis on her stomach. She is pregnant.
Like, it's round. It's not like, I just had a baby big.
Yeah.
There's another one in there.
Yes. Like, I was like, it's pregnancy.
She had to evict the other one.
I had to go to her Instagram. Went right to her Instagram, and she said, she had posted something. I was like, see, she is pregnant. And my friend was like, I'm so upset because when are we getting new music? I was like, she's not worried about that.
Literally. That's what I'm saying. I think everyone was excited. We were expecting like sex appeal, lingerie, like half naked and women, theys, thems alike. We were expecting
everywhere.
Maybe like a sample of a new song or something. But like, no, we literally got a 30-minute Rihanna themed dance recital.
Yeah.
And the pregnancy announcement. Like, happy for her. And I love this. And I know that you love being a mom. You've always wanted to be all that fun stuff. But like, you could not have picked a worse time to get knocked up. And that's selfish of me to say.
No, I'll be honest. I was not impressed with the show. And I feel like it was because she was pregnant, because she wasn't really doing too much.
Yeah, it was lackluster.
And so I was like, okay, I do always like her sets though. She's very artistic with everything, so I'll give her that. And also her marketing was on point. If she doesn't do anything else, she's gonna promote Fenty and continue.
The lip gloss.
Yeah.
I think the outfits that they wore as well, she put on her site for a limited time.
Of course.
We understand you are a capitalist queen. But
aren't they all?
Please give us some new music.
Like, I'm not really like, I'm ready for Usher, okay? So I'm like, all right, good job, Rihanna. Next.
I was just gonna say the last note I think we should talk about is the Barbie movie.
Absolutely.
That was
rounded out.
Big phenomenon in
Yes.
2023. Like the writer's strike kind of goes hand in hand with that too, because it started right in like the middle of all of the promo for Barbie. And Oppenheimer.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so hyped for the Barbie movie because Margot Robbie, who plays Barbie, was dressing up in like iconic Barbie looks for every like promo and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so sad when they stopped, when all the actors stopped. I was like, no, I don't get to see any more dresses. No. I was really like, I was so hyped.
Yeah. It's very interesting because going into, you know, the Barbie movie, all of the trailers and just like my mindset about it, I was like, I don't know that we need a live action Barbie movie, you know, because we really didn't know what to expect. The trailers didn't give much except for live action Barbie, right?
Literally.
But when I tell you, I was so pleasantly surprised by that movie. I love that movie. It just, I don't know. I love that it wasn't actually a kids movie. One, I love that it was actually for like millennials and like even for like maybe, you know, like your sister or my mother.
Yeah.
Like
No, it was definitely for women of all age
ranges.
Like,
yeah.
For
and
sure,
I just was like, but also surprise, Ken being the bad guy and it also being for men. And I know no men went and saw that movie, but like they all should go and see that movie.
I agree with you. We finally watched it on like one of our flights recently. And like what I loved too though was that I think the way that they wrote it like that was so that men who did go and see it with their daughters or wives, whatever, could, how do I say, as you know, for men, easily consume what they're trying to portray and say in that, you know, like how the whole patriarchy and all that stuff, like they very much made it consumable and like elementary level to like, no, this is literally how our world runs. Like
this is how our society functions. Yeah.
For real though. Like
in real life.
You guys don't see how much you benefit from this. Like,
yeah, that's how they had to break it down for him one time. I just like, wow, bravo. Kudos.
Yeah.
I just was not expecting to be that like taken with it, and it was just so good and funny also. Oh, it was so funny.
Yeah, I definitely like I'm sad that I waited so long to see it, especially considering how much of like my year was consumed with Barbie. But it was definitely a great film to see with like, you know, your mom or just like other women close to you.
Absolutely.
And then just really quickly, this has nothing to do with like 2023, but the Golden Globes just happened and Joe Coy hosted. Completely bombed, did a horrible job. But he pretty much like in part of his monologue, like called out Barbie. And again, somehow as men do, minimized it to just blonde bimbo with big boobs. Like he literally like was like one of his jokes. And it was just like, you clearly like, what was all of this for? You like none of that wasn't funny. Again, it was misogynistic. Like it was just you're trying to take away from what this movie was and what it did. Like, you know, just
for other people that obviously like a crowd that you don't resonate with. So like, but why can't other people have things?
Literally.
Haters gonna hate always and forever.
Always. And do.
All I know is after going through that whole list, 2023 was a year we all seem to have had a time. Your girls personally and professionally have been going through a lot of, you know, life transitions and changes, as they would say in the Big Mouth theme song.
I'm going through changes.
Yes. That show got weirder, but yes, so that is our comeback show. We just wanted to come back, check in with you guys, let you guys know how we've been doing, and kind of, I don't know, shake the dust off and see if we want to get this podcast thing going again. And you can always check us out and find us and what we're up to on our Instagram or social media. And our Instagram is at The Way Jazz and Tae. Our Twitter is at The Way JT. Hit us up, y'all.
Perfect. You nailed that shit.
Okay, we'll catch you
Something.
guys next time. Thanks so much. Peace.
Bye.
Bitch, I'm a real fly girl. I jet set round the world. Stamps on the passport. Niggas tryna fly me out. About my business like a